Good morning, students. Today we are entering into second chapter, a new chapter, that is constitutional design. Why do we make rules and regulations? Because there are some persons who are very strong physically and they may use their might and do whatever they like. That should not happen. So, a rule will be made and that rule should be followed by all the members of the team. If you are a basketball player, you know, back pass cannot be given. After half court, you cannot give the pass to the back side or to your court. That's a rule. Now a mighty, very strong fellow tells, no, that is not acceptable, I will do whatever I like. Then it becomes a law. So the one others can say, this is a rule, everybody should follow. So whether you are strong, whether you are weak, all are bound to follow that rules and regulations. That is why we need rules and regulations. Otherwise, we don't want any rulers. We don't want any rules and regulations also. Why the rulers are needed? There are people who are not ready to agree. You know, when the governmental system has come up, in ancient period, the division of labor was necessary. Early, everybody was going for hunting. So they bring the hunted material, cook together and eat. So even in your home, you know what happens sometimes. Some material is brought, one of you say, I want this piece, other person, the same piece other person wants. Then what happens? A father or mother decides. So they become authority to decide. The same way, in the tribal society or in the human being, in the growth process, when he shifted from the hunting to the settled life, it was necessary somebody to go for hunting, somebody go for fishing, somebody go for agriculture, somebody look after the security, somebody to help others to run around. Somebody will write down who has gone to do which job. So, this kind of divisions. And there is a person who is the eldest in the family or in the group will say, okay, you go this way, you go this, you go. So, he decides the job and divides themselves to different places. Now, that person who sat there, he made a record of who has gone to which place. Next day, he has to rearrange it every day. So, he cannot go for a job. When he cannot go for a job, he wants food. So, he tells all the members who had gone for their job, give a percentage of their product. If he has gone for hunting, a percentage. If somebody has gone for fishing, a percentage. Somebody has done agriculture, a percentage. So from all those group of persons, he collects a percentage. Because he could not go for job, he wants this food. So that is a government. Then, because of the number of the people have gone up, he appoints somebody to help him. He tells one person, you come here, you sit here, you be with me. I will give a share of my share. If I am the king, I get a share of that I will give. That's a salary that we give. So the employees are. So the person who is a ruler, who is the head of the family, made the rules and regulations, and he tells to everyone, these are the days he will go for this rules and regulations. He make everybody agreed. Okay. So that is a society. Rules, governmental system. So that governmental system that has come up thus, it has become a monarchical or a dictatorship. Earlier they used to vote, they used to put the names of children who will be the leader. You know, when you find the captain of your team, what you will do, you will sometimes put a lottery. Sometimes all of you told that okay, he is a very good player, he is the captain. So thus, the leader of the society was selected. The progress has taken place. So, now we were discussing about the democracy. So, in the democracy, all members have to follow rules and regulations. When somebody violates the rule, we should tell him, no, that is wrong, what you are doing, this is right. Then he will ask, where is it? Show me. Sometimes you tell your friend, show me, where it is. So, to show to that person, which is accepted by everybody, we write rule books. That rule books are known as the Constitution. So, for a democratic country, it is necessary to have rules and regulations. In any organization it is there. So if you are a student of science school, you know in your handbook it is written your do's, don'ts, what all things you have, what you can do, what all things you should not do. What are your rights, what are your privileges. So it is written down. So Constitution is that. The rules and regulations of an organization. When it comes to a bigger area, we call it a country, for a state. So that's a constitution. So, and in that constitution, it will be exactly mentioned what is the aim of the organization. The same way, in our Chinese school rule book, it is written. Your diary, you get every year, you get a diary, in that it is written what is the aim of the school, how the school is divided, who are looking after the school, who is and who, all those things are written. So that is the constitution of Chinese school. Thus, the constitution of a country, the rule book of a country is called we call it a constitution. So, what is a constitution? A constitution is a set of fundamental principles. Principles means ideas, thinkings, things which are to be practiced. Fundamental means basic, which is very strong, which is very important, which is necessary. That's called a fundamental, important ones. Important principles or established precedents means the customs and traditions that we were following. Because in some countries there are customs and traditions There are some areas in the school where cadets are not permitted to move. It's a custom that's made. They may not return there anywhere. Because that area is restricted for the movements of the cadets, because you may run and disturb others, or you may make noise, and the area will be made, disturbance will be there in that area. Persons who are working in that area may not be able to work. So a restriction is put there. It may not be written down there. It may not be written anywhere, but it's a custom and practice. And you also know that you cannot enter there, that area. So, such a kind of rule, customs and traditions and practices, that is called established precedents, according to which a state means country, that we will study later. Usually, in political science, we call a state means country. It has got some differences that I will tell you later. Okay? According to which a state or other organization is governed. It can be for a country or a state or anything. Usually for a country it is used. Or even our own rule book also we can call a constitution. So that is a constitution. So constitution is a rule book. Rule is needed. Otherwise, as I told you in the beginning, hey, where is it written? Who are you? Tell me. Show me the rule. Why I cannot do it? These are the natural questions that are raised by somebody who wants to challenge everything. So natural challenge is needed. It is good also. So the challenged person should be again challenged with the rules and regulations. Tell me, this is the one. Then that person has to accept it. He will accept if he is a true, genuine challenger. He will accept. It is for sake of challenging, he may not accept. A person who is really challenging the things, he will accept that. Correct. Okay, if it is there, I agree. So that is a constitutional design. Constitution. We need a constitution. Now next, why do we need a constitution? I have already explained to you. Why do we need a constitution? Without the constitution, we cannot go. There may be a written constitution, unwritten constitution. As I told you, written rules and regulations are there, unwritten rules and regulations are there. So, what is it? A constitution helps serve as set of rules and principles. Not a principle, principles, ideals, thinkings. That's the meaning of principles. Ideals or ideas or thinkings, thought-provoking things. So that is the idea, principles that all persons in a country can agree. So the rules and regulations are made and it should be agreed by each and every citizen of a country. It is not meant for one person. It is not meant for two persons. It is not meant for the Prime Minister alone. It is not meant for the President alone. Including to the President, to the lowest, if anybody is there, any category persons, everybody has to follow it. So that is the rules and regulations. Agree upon as the basis of way in which they want the country to be governed. The basic ideas. How our country has to come up. So that basic idea is incorporated into the Constitution. So that is why we need a Constitution. The Constitution also spells out the ideals of the citizens who believe what we believe, what we think. As it is told, how the people desire, thus the government. Or how the people are, thus the government is. Or thus the government is, thus the people are. So if we decide according to our wishes and desires, the government comes up. Here it is said. The Constitution also spells out the ideals that citizens believe, thinkings, the thought, the ideas, principles, what citizens believe. We believe what we expect to happen in our life. That is what the Constitution. That their country should uphold. Some of the rules and regulations, some of the dealings with others, everything. We want it should be like this. So that is written down in the Constitution. You know, there are unwritten constitution is there in Britain. British constitution is said to be unwritten. There are no written rule book there. If you go and ask a copy of British constitution, you cannot get it from any bookshops. But if you go and ask Indian constitution, you can get it from the bookshops. Because we have written the Constitution. In Britain, the rule book has come into existence through a long procedure of customs, practices, conventions. Because Britain did not become a democratic country within a day. We have declared ourselves independent. We got independence, or we declared ourselves independent, we can say. Or the British government agreed our independence, accepted our independence 1947, August 15th. So after that, we framed a constitution. But in Britain, the present setup that has come up like this is not of one day, it's a long process. So it was not written down. Customs, conventions, adding up to changes, many things happen. And they continue with things. That's why it is called the British Constitution is unwritten constitution. One thing advantage of unwritten constitution, change is very easy. They can say it is not written anywhere. We will make a change easy. So the but British customs and traditions, they don't like to change so fast. They are the people who want to continue with their customs and traditions, practices. So they have not amended or changed their constitution in their written constitution. So, but all the activities in the governmental system are not written. Some of the things are conventions and customs, all those things. That follows. So, it can be written or unwritten. So that is it. So that their country should uphold. This is the way the Constitution. So, what is the Constitution? It's a rule book of a country. They are the ideas and thinkings of the people are written down, framed. So, a constitution doesn't come up in a day. So, a long procedure is there. You know, Indian constitutional writing started in 1946 and 1949 November 26th. The Constitution of India was written. The preamble states there. So it's a long run. And why we took a short time? Because we wanted a constitution. Urgent it is for us. Because our country has to function according to the rules and regulations. So the leaders, day and night, worked within a short period of time, sat together, different leaders sat together and they wrote a constitution. So that is the constitution. In our chapter, we see about the constitution, and the first part of our chapter deals with the different constitutions, and the first one is South African Constitution. You know, South Africa is a country in Africa. It's in the southern part of Africa. That country was being ruled by the white people for so many years. The white minority, around 19% of the total population were only white, and this 19% was ruling 81% of others without any privileges or any rights. So the leader of South African, Nelson Mandela, fought against the injustice, and South Africa became an independent or free for all the members who are residing there to have equal rights, whether it is a black or white. And that they wrote down. So that is the first one. So that we will study tomorrow's class. Okay, thank you very much.